Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Today's episode, powered by Hayabusa, is about the 3 most vital and important drills every beginner should start with. All right, in today's episode, we're going to talk about the 3 most vital, important drills and exercises any beginner should start with, all right? Now, as a coach, I've talked with many coaches around the world discussing how do they start the beginners. Some coaches will say, yeah, right away, I start my beginners on their first day with shin guards. I get them doing blocking drills. Some people believe in pad work being the most important thing, learning the strikes and different combinations. I agree, everybody has their different philosophy, but now that I'm at a point where I've been teaching a lot more, I've been commentating for so many years, I've been able to put together what I think is the most 3 important. Now, when it comes to martial arts as a whole, what's the most important concept? Distance control, distance management. But we're teaching these people how to just punch and how to kick, not to enter, exit. So for me, learning the ability to move and manage distance, I don't care what it is, boxing, kickboxing, MMA, distance management. So my favorite drill that we talk about is just the distance drill. Now, everyone's gonna say, yes, it's important to teach calculated stepping, which is called the box stepping, right? You never wanna cross your feet. We step, yes, you should teach this. But again, now all of a sudden you're limiting, saying that you could only step this way, where we all know distance management is a natural ability. So Matt's just gonna walk with a little bit of what we call our zombie drill here. And now as he moves closer, I just naturally move my feet, and then he keeps following me and circling. Now, if I teach this, I end up getting people stuck and slow, and you're like, just be relaxed, okay? So this drill here is just keep away. It's tag at school where they're just moving and I'm circling away. Even if they walk backwards naturally and just move, it's teaching them how to just be more natural with it, right? There's no set, don't get touched. Even if their feet are crossing a little bit, it's okay. Just get that movement. Movement isn't perfect, okay? You're gonna be crossing. So drill number 1, the zombie drill, simple. Does this get more advanced as we build in? Yes, okay? One simple addition would be, as Matt comes forward, he puts one hand out. As he puts this hand, I circle to the outside of the hand. He comes at me again, I make sure I circle to the outside of the hand. Basic little drills to get them moving forward and backwards. Another simple one is Matt just moves forward, backwards, left and right. I just have to keep the same distance. If he moves backwards now, I have to keep the distance. He moves this way, I just stay with him. I just mirror him. He comes forward, I always try to stay one hand length away. To me, that's more important than learning a jab, cross, switch kick, left kick, 1, 2, 3, knee. Move, right? If they're ever gonna use self-defense, it's gonna be keeping your distance, right? Number 1 most important thing. Now, number 2, before we even get on pads, it's important that you understand enter exiting. Now, the most important thing for me, the way I always teach, is line drills, all right? So I use a line on the floor, whether it's a puzzle mat, whether you put a tape line, whatever it is, okay? I want you to put your 1 foot behind. Now, what this teaches you is how to step and how to exit. So what I do is I create a jab. I jab, you teach it, and then you get them to step back. So attack and step back, right? So this might seem very basic, but it's teaching almost the most important concepts. By 1, I'm pushing off my back calf to create power. Boom, I'm hitting with maximum power. Now, defensively, I automatically build in my distance management. So from here, I'd rather you teach the combinations here. So from there, I can teach a jab cross, stepping over, stepping back, just a jab, jab, and back. So you're teaching them how to use good stepping footwork and good stance length as well, enter, exiting. So you're building in defense at the same time. You can teach the kicking from here, but you're always teaching to step over the line and then coming back behind the line. Built-in defense, that's the most important. Now from here, I build little drills like calf conditioning drills with pendulum bouncing and then moving. You can create different drills that way, but getting them to understand over the line and back is gonna teach a lot of stuff. Okay, so that's number 2, line drills, teaching forward and backward stepping. Now, we didn't even get to pad work yet, right? Now, this is where it can be different for everybody. Most people would want to do pad work, but you're thinking this is a beginner. Now, if they've never trained before, you're asking them to hold pads, all right? So now, all right, pretend my mitts are my mitts are pads. Matt's gonna throw a jab cross hook, okay? So he goes jab, cross, hook, right? That's simple because I've held for this many times. It's natural. But in reality, I'm using the opposite. So Matt's throwing his jab, right? When I want to parry, I parry with this hand. But when I hold pads, I'm hitting with this hand. But then the cross comes, I'm catching with this hand. But when I'm parrying, I would catch with this hand, right? So you're confusing them now. You're asking them to understand eventually how to parry and how to hold pads. And then it gets confusing. So if you teach them first how to hold pads, jab, cross, hook. So Matt goes 1, 2, 3. Then all of a sudden I'm teaching them to parry. Now I'm like, okay, well, if the jab comes, I'm going to defend with the same hand. Then all of a sudden, okay, go live. And they're like, they don't even know which hand to hit with. It becomes so much more confusing. You want to simplify someone. If you overwhelm someone new, do this detail, do that, but your feet are crossing, don't cross your feet. Step, but don't step. Get on your calf. Don't heel toe step, but your feet are crossing. Put your stance length out longer, but your stance is too long. I'm confusing myself, everybody's so confused, and you're going to ruin the experience for everyone. So that's why it's about having drills that are just more natural, okay? Now, when it comes to fighting, right, and you're teaching someone for the first time, they might be scared, they might be nervous. So this is why I like to do a safe, controlled, obviously, partner drill. So what's going to happen now is you can teach defense, right, where I teach a parry, but to me, it's not really about the parry versus the head movement versus the distance control. For me, it's mostly about getting comfortable with someone having punches thrown at them. So what I like to do is I like to start with a wedge position where I tell my students and the newbies to keep their hands connected to the head. If I try to defend this because I think it's safer and Matt punches, it punches me in the head and that's no good either. So I want to keep my hand connected and I want to create a wedge. So just by teaching them to do this and Matt punches, right now it's teaching them to be, okay, I don't have to be scared of these. So now when punches come, they don't blink as much, they don't flinch as much. So you go here, 1, 2, and then it's my turn. Matt will put his wedge, and I just work on touching the wedge. Now, again, I can talk about stepping in and out because we just did that line drill. But at the end of the day, if they could understand that this is a jab, this is a cross, and I'm comfortable using a wedge and defending it back and forth is where it becomes safer. It's teaching them a more higher level concept. Now, when it comes to kicking and stuff like that, I would prefer to teach the kicking on the bag or pads first, right? Because it's a little bit different. You don't want them damaging the legs. But when it comes to these simple types of drills, using this partner drill, getting them comfortable and thinking less, right? The wedge is perfect. I can just say, all right, Matt, throw a jab, cross, hook. So they don't even have to move, and they're still in a position where at least it's not the most ideal, but they're safely defending punches, they're comfortable keeping their hands up, and they don't have to flinch and be scared of it, all right? You just reassure them that they're going to be light, it's going to be a slow drill, and just go at your own level, all right? So, beginner drills. I know a lot of times we want to get so advanced, but we can't forget about a lot of the people who are beginners who want to get more comfortable in our sport. Yes, I'd like to teach you about shifting, backstepping, angling, head movement, counters, unorthodox combinations, but it's all about getting everyone to love the sport of kickboxing, MMA, and I think these 3 drills are the most important, right? You might think it's crazy that movement over learning a jab, but at the end of the day, we know fighting is a lot of natural ability. Once you get a natural athlete and then you kind of put them in a box, they don't get to explore and have that fun, creative side of martial arts. So these 3 drills, to me, if anybody comes into Bazooka Kickboxing, they're going to have a fun experience. They're moving away. They're staying away from zombies. All of a sudden now they're learning to step and learning defense the first time, right? There's a lot of gyms you go to after a year, they don't even know how to head guard, how to block with parries because they're such stuck on the old school pad work, that they forget about half of the fighting is distance management and defense, okay? So hopefully these drills as a beginner, they do keep you safe, but it's teaching you the big side of the sport, and that's what we want, okay? The bigger concepts from the beginning, all right? I hate when people have to teach you one thing, like, but when you get into another level, you might not do that, but then you're creating confusion. Make it simple, make it enjoyable. The less rules, the more fun it is. Like I said, all the little details will come with time. They're new. Let them enjoy our fun sport. All right? Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure you keep liking, subscribing, and sharing. But even better news, if you're a beginner, we have bazookatraining.com that you can subscribe to. And for less than $10 a month, you get brand new videos every single Monday. Archive library of over 400 videos at this point now. And they're separated for your needs at home, right? If you're at home and you have a bag, I have a bag work section. You have no bag? Hey, I got a no home workout section that requires no equipment. And then I have sparring drills, tutorials, endless for you to start learning, okay? So beginners, intermediate, advanced, it covers all areas from shifting to basics. So get on there and learn online curriculum taught by me. Then our channel sponsors, we've got Hayabusa by going to Hayabusa Fight, the T3 boxing glove, as I keep mentioning, my personal favorite, all linked in the description below. Last but not least, we have Perfect Sports. Using code Bazooka20 will get you 20% off your supplements, and make sure you kind of keep your nutrition up. We got their Ultra State pre-workout, which is guaranteed the best on the market, their branch chains, and the protein, all in my regular diet on the daily. All right, hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you next time here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Boom. Welcome to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, one, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website is going to give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're going to be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.